So what happens if there's an error when we're trying to perform an update? Like what? And then we refresh. Then the user is actually not going to see their changes there. So let's simulate this error by going to our request failures here. And we're going to say any put method to API/list items/list item ID is going to fail. And so now if I type anything, then that is going to fail, but we're not showing the user anything. The user won't know that it failed until we refresh the page and they see that, oh, shoot, their incorrectly what word is still showing up in the notes section there. So that's not great. Let's show an error message there. That's actually pretty straightforward if we come down here to our notes text area. Remember, this use update list item is calling into use mutation, and the second thing you get from use mutation is an object that has a whole bunch of stuff in it. And one of those things is an error. We also get an isError boolean to know whether we're currently in an error state. So then we can come down here, and right after this label, I can say if we're in an error state, then we're going to say, oh no, we'll have some sort of error, and then otherwise we'll say null. So let's come over here. We still have that error happening as our request failure there, and I can say hello. And when that fails, we're going to get oh no. So with that, let's make this a little bit more useful. We have a nice component in our components library called error message. And then we'll come down here, and instead of simply saying oh no, we'll render that error message by passing the error, which we're going to get from our API. And then we're going to use the inline variant to make it look nice inline. And then because this is kind of a small area, I'm going to add some one-off styles here to have a margin left of 6 and a font size of 0.7 ems. There we go. Now let's take a look at this update. Say change it, and that fails, and the error message looks nice. So now the user knows that there's actually a problem, and if they refresh, they won't be surprised to find that their notes were not updated. And we could do the same thing for our star rating, because if I click on this, I would expect it to update, and it's not, and the user's going to be confused. So it'd be nice if we put an error message there. So we're going to actually do lots of the same stuff. So I'll copy this. We'll go over to our rating. We'll get our error and isError right here. And then right next to our stars, right here, we'll put that inline error message. We'll grab that error message component from components lib. And now, with this failure still happening, we can click that, and when it fails, we'll get an error message that helps the user understand that something wrong happened. And then if we remove this and try this again, that error state is reset, and now we have our changes persisted. And now we can finally fix this spelling error. What? And now on refresh, we see that our notes change did persist. So in review, what we did here is we took this use update list item custom hook, which of course does call directly into use mutation and simply returns that value. And we grab that update as we were before, but we're also now grabbing some of the metadata that we get back from use mutation, including the error and the isError state. And if we are in an error state, then we'll display this nice error message passing along that error so it can display the error to the user so the user can understand why their mutation did not apply. And we do the same thing in our notes right here as well.